Ben Beanblossom and Henry Hedge. Friends work through the difficulties of sexual abuse. Dr. Michael Lane Baker. I love playing at your house, said Henry. I love having you over to play. You are my best friend, Henry, said Ben, playing happily. Can I tell you something? Will you promise to keep it a secret? Asked Henry. Sure, Ben replied. You have to promise never, ever to tell anybody what I'm going to tell you, insisted Henry. Okay, I promise I will never, ever tell anyone, said Ben reassuringly. I'm scared to tell you, said Henry. It's okay, replied Ben. Henry took a deep breath, let it out, and began to talk. Last weekend, my dad's friends stayed at our house. Something happened when he was staying there, Henry explained, becoming quiet and sad. What happened? Asked Ben, feeling nervous. Henry started, then paused. My dad's friend? Henry's voice quivered, but he continued. My dad's friend touched me. Well, where I go pee from. Then he took my hand and made me touch him where he goes pee from, said Henry, beginning to cry. What did you do? Asked Ben, not knowing what to say. I didn't know what to do, so I just stood there. I was scared. He made me promise never to say anything, or he said he would tell my parents what I did. I want to forget about it and pretend it never happened. I wish it didn't, but I keep thinking about it all of the time. I had to tell someone. Remember, you promised you would never tell, Henry insisted. Can we please go back to just playing and pretend I never told you? Asked Henry. Okay, let's go play, replied Ben. After Henry went home, Ben and his parents sat down to have dinner. Ben, how was your time with Henry today? Asked Ben's dad. Good. Ben paused. I guess. Something wrong? Are you okay? Ben's mom asked. I am fine, said Ben slowly. There was a long pause. I promised I wouldn't say anything, said Ben, getting uncomfortable. I respect that. However, if Henry is hurt or in danger, you should talk to us about it, said Ben's dad. It wouldn't be breaking my promise to tell? Asked Ben. If Henry is in danger, by telling us, you would be protecting him. Let's all go take a walk and talk, Ben's dad said. Henry said that last weekend his dad's friend was in town and something happened, said Ben, feeling nervous talking to his parents. Ben's mom looked on worried. What happened? She asked. Henry said his dad's friend touched him where he goes pee. Then the man made Henry touch him where he goes pee. Ben was very upset. I feel like I'm not a very good friend. Henry made me promise not to tell anyone, and now I've broken that promise. I should never have said anything. No, Ben, his mom said, trying to calm him down. You are a great friend. Henry trusted you enough to tell you what happened, and you cared enough for Henry to protect him, said Ben's mom soothingly. We will talk to Henry's mom and dad about this, said Ben's dad. I don't want Henry to get in trouble, said Ben. He won't get in trouble, Ben. I promise. What happened to Henry is not Henry's fault. Ben, it is important for you to know it is never okay for someone to touch you without your permission, Ben's dad said emphatically, then began to cry. You said you had something very important to talk to us about. How can we help? Asked Mr. Hedge. Ben's dad began. Ben told us that Henry said you had a friend visiting last weekend. You mean my old college friend, answered Mr. Hedge. Ben's dad felt very nervous about telling them what Ben said, but he knew it was the right thing to do. Nevertheless, he was very concerned about making Henry's parents upset. Henry told Ben that Cliff touched him where he pees, and then made Henry touch Cliff in the same way, Ben's dad said with a deep sigh. Oh my goodness, exclaimed Mrs. Hedge in shock. Mr. Hedge sat speechless for a long moment, then finally said in a quiet, quivering voice, Thank you for telling us. Mom and Dad, why do you look so sad? Did something happen? Asked Henry. We need to talk to you about something very important, said Henry's dad. Am I in trouble? Henry asked nervously. Absolutely not, Henry's mom answered gently. Ben's parents told us what Cliff did to you when he stayed here, said Henry's dad carefully. I'm sorry, Henry began to cry. It's my fault. I should have said something. I should have told him to stop. It's all my fault. It's not your fault, Henry. Not even a tiny bit, Henry's mom said emphatically. Cliff violated your body and your trust. All of the fault is his, and his alone. I also believe you are the bravest boy I know in trusting your friend Ben. I can't imagine how difficult it was for you to tell someone what Cliff did. I didn't know what to do. I felt bad, like I had done something really wrong. I told Ben because he is my best friend and I trust him, explained Henry. Ben did the right thing by telling his mom and dad. Ben may not have kept your secret, but he was protecting you. He is a really good friend, explained Henry's dad reassuringly. What will happen now? Asked Henry. First, Cliff is never welcome in our home, nor will you ever be left alone with him again, stated Henry's dad. Henry's dad continued. What Cliff did was very wrong, so we will report him to the proper authorities, so no other children will ever be put in danger by him. We love you, believe in you, and value you so much, Henry's mom said lovingly. Your dad and I will also talk to your doctor to see if she recommends someone you can talk to, like a counselor, to help sort out your feelings. Can I just talk to you and Dad and Ben? Asked Henry, looking at his mom. Of course, you can always talk to us, but we also want you to be able to talk with someone who is really good at talking to kids who have gone through what you did, son, said Henry's dad compassionately. Henry, remember, we will always love you. We will always choose you over our friends. We will always support you and believe in you. It hurts us to know that you are going through this, and we will do our very best to protect you so nothing like this will ever happen again. We promise you we will walk through this with you every day, hand in hand. We love you so very much, Henry. Henry's mom and dad embraced Henry in the most loving hug he had ever felt. The end.